how you would make a call into Marketing Cloud, an API call into Marketing Cloud, and what the various different components are to do that. So the first thing you would need to do is to log into the Marketing Cloud App Center, and you'd need to register your org in the App Center so that you can start to make API calls to it. As you can see in here, I have a number of different orgs that we're linking to. If I open up this particular org, I can see that it's got basically I've authenticated with the org already, and in turn it's sent me back a client ID and a client secret, and I will use them in the API call to return to me a token which I can then pass and make my API calls into Marketing Cloud. So if we have a quick look here, what am I going to use to do this? I'm going to use Postman, which is a free downloadable which allows you to make API calls on the fly. And you can see here that I've got a particular post, a request token post I'm making in to Marketing Cloud. I'm passing in the client ID and the client secret that I got from the App Center, and it in turn, if I hit send here, will return to me a token. And then I need to consider, well, what is it I want to call? What APIs do I want to call? Well, that's where you go to your documentation and you look through the various different API calls that are available. I can see one here. It's a message send. It allows me to make a call triggered mail, and it's a post. So essentially what I need to do is I just need to call this particular URL and pass in either one of these IDs, either the customer key of the triggered mail or indeed the send ID. And then I can pass various different parameters into that as well. So if I look back in here at my call, and I've got one prepared already, you can see here I'm calling this URL. Here I'm passing in this specific URL for this triggered mail API call. Here I'm passing in the key, which is the customer key, and here I'm passing in the token. And when I do a send, you can see then that it will queue that send down at the bottom. So it's queued now, and that's waiting to go directly from Marketing Cloud. So if you understand those components, you can in turn go back to the API and you can start to understand how you can make other API calls. So just a useful little tool to allow you to simulate API calls, which oftentimes is very useful for us to be able to do.